What's up, my Light Legion? Bringing you a deck list again. This time, we competed at the store championship and we got first place. So I thought it'd be nice clickbait to put first place winning deck in my title for this one. We played Alphamon. I went in. I said I want my invite, and I thought my best chance at winning my invite was Alphamon. So. I think the deck kind of builds itself, but I don't know. We're trying clickbait, and I thought I'd share some of my outlooks. And I know my one video got a lot of attention, or a lot of attention for me complaining about blue hybrid being dead or hating OTK and you need to adapt to the format. I can play the format. I have cards. It's not for me. It's not a question of can I play a deck or I won't play a deck. I can play the top, the best decks in the format. It's just card games. It's not that serious. I was just I think of things in more of is this the meta is this the kind of games that I want to be having on a basis? I can adapt to the meta. Don't worry. I can play the best decks and I can play decks around the best decks. It's just not, I don't know. Maybe my full points never really got across in that video correctly. TLDR, I just don't like OTK. And I know that after seeing nationals and stuff, OTK is a good percentage. I think if you look at all the top lists from Gen Con and all that, OTK is roughly at least half, but that's being generous on the low end. So we'll say at least half to just kind of be neutral with everybody. At least half of all the top 8s were OTK decks. So you got to think, in a tournament, at least half the decks you're playing against are going to be OTK. Is that really what you want to be doing? Is that fun? I don't know, man. But that's how I think about things. But anyway, you're here for the deck list. We'll start with rookies. We play for this guy. This guy is mandatory in the deck. And funny enough, you don't even play code. I don't even really play. I play one Coda. Spoilers. But you play this one because 100% the inheritable is the most busted thing. The whole deck revolves around digivolving and gaining memory as you're doing the digivolves to allow you to extend your plays. So this one is a mandatory 4-up. There's no other way to play the deck without 4 of these. You need to see it every time. Do you need to see it in your final kill stack? I don't think so, but you definitely want you want to be. Your best stacks are going to have 1 to 2, so you have to play 4. And then after that, we play 3 of this one. And then I'll actually, this leads into the other rookie. I was playing 3 of the new Doromon. So the ratios, so you always play 4 of this, and the ratios here were bothering me for the longest time. I couldn't quite get down how many of these I wanted to play. I wanted to play 4 because in the list that I play a lot of Yuji, and I feel like Yuji is the best tamer for the deck along with Cool Boy. So I definitely run a lot of Yuji. So I was like, okay, this one's gonna draw me. This one's inheritable sucks. Never comes up really. The inheritable never comes up, like I said. But I run a lot of Yujis, so I want to get the +2. Right, you reveal 3, you reveal a Yuji, and the next anybody, you get both, and that's really strong because I want to see as many Yujis as possible. So that's why it's at 3, and I was debating 4. But this guy's also kind of cracked. Being able to set up your trash early with stuff you don't want, and just hard drawing too. Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic drawing cards, just not even searching, just raw drawing cards is always going to be good, because there are certain things like Cool Boys, option cards that you may not necessarily you wouldn't get them off the searches, but you still kind of want them, right? You don't more cards in your hand is never bad, and then you just swing in with this guy for a free check just to make your, because the way I was playing Alphamon, it wasn't really an OTK per se. It wasn't an OTK in a way where I would clear all 5 security and still win. It was more of chip 1 or 2, come out with a slightly not perfect stack. Maybe I was missing Oryu, or I was missing XY thing, but I'd go in, swing, do the rest of the checks that I was doing, and then go for do something else for game, or find just power play the board until like I guarantee the win next turn. Yeah, I mean, I think it's malleable. I think because of my option lineup, as you'll see, it was not like an easy like, oh, just play 4 and 3, because this is only 10 rookies. I did not feel like I had the room to go up to 11 to make like the choice easier, and I don't know. I like the ratios I ended up with, but I totally see a world where you decide like, oh, I'm gonna just play 4 Ryuta, because I really liked Ryuta, but his inheritable sucks. So I don't know. Those are rookies. After that, we got champions. We're only running the 9 champions. So we got 4 Dorugamon, mandatory, gotta play it. And then this is another one, mandatory, gotta play it. It gives this one you need, because it's like the only good champion, and then this one combos with this one. Like these two just work together. You have to play it. To play the deck right, like that's just the only way to play it, especially with as many cool boys as we're playing. And then again, setting up your trash with a card, gaining another memory, so you can like take 1 memory as far as you can go with like how this deck works. Like the fact that you can gain 1 memory when you digivolve this guy is on top of this guy is just kind of wild. Like, and you've seen it where like Alphamon goes bang, bang, bang with the memory. Like it's because of these, like it's because of the purple cards. So if you're playing this, you have to play this. So the deck kind of builds itself in that way, which is a good or a bad thing. But you have to play these 8. And then for me, I definitely played 1 Grumblemon. You're not tapping all your UGs when you go for your game-ending swings. If you have multiple of them, you don't really need to do that. Especially like, I feel like a lot of people tend to overextend if they do that, depending. So just 1 Grumble, so I could say swing, Alphamon or Ryukin mode, and then gain memory or gain hybrid memory for game, right? Like this was a game ender a lot of the time. You draw enough that where you see it, and if you don't see it, it's not a big deal. Most decks that I see are running just this. So like, it's not like I'm cutting a champion that I would normally have, right? So most decks just run these 8 and that's it. So just throwing in the extra one, I felt good. And I'm running a little lower on the rookies. So I'm like, okay. So he's probably one of the reasons why I'm running a lower rookie count than the normal Alphamon deck, right? After that, we play standard for Doro Greymon. Again, this guy's got a little better, like his ability on Digivolve to put something under the stack, proc all your effects, and then make your guy undeletable and can't be DP reduced. Crazy good. The inheritable security tech +1 is how we OTK, like it's self-explanatory. You have to run this, and then you have to run it because I play 3 of this. Similar to like the Garurumon, Metal Garurumon lists, you really only want to see 1 of this, so I was okay cutting it down to 3. But there are some times where like, I just went in without it, and that's okay. Mostly because popping a 4 or lower is cool. Sometimes you kill the blocker that they have or something, but a lot of times they don't have the blocker, or the Madoki Betamon that you gotta kill, the memory blocker. Like, he's great, but you don't always need it to OTK. So I was okay with cutting it. Like, there was a part of me that almost wanted to put it down to 1 or down to 2. However, if you do that, that you find yourself in weird, so when you're searching in these kind of decks, when you're trying to build your stack, you always have to account for the idea that there's at least 1 insecurity. So in a world where like, okay, 1's insecurity and I reveal 1 off the search, and I'm trying to, let's say instead of this, I'm trying to find a 4. Like, I don't even have the 4 yet. Like, I can't pick that on this. I can't pick this one on this search. So it has to go to the bottom. So now I have 1 extra one where I don't know where it is. It's either in security, because I usually play assuming there's at least 1 in security. So I'm like, well, screw it. Well, dang. So like, that situation, like if I'll only play 2 and I play assuming that I have 1 in security just to be like mentally safe about it. I put this to the bottom, I'm done. It's over, I'm never seeing another one, and that hurts. So like playing that 3rd one for my mental like strategy of just saying, all right, there's at least 1 more I can potentially try to find, and we search enough in the deck that like we'll get there, is kind of why I don't feel like you want to run less than 3. You could go to 4. I don't see there's not a lot wrong with going to 4. It's just, you know, like I've explained. But yeah, just 7 ultimates, and then we play 6 megas. Again, for the same logic, we want to see 3, because typically you only need the 1, but you need to see the 1, right? And now if you play 1 in security and then you tuck 1, like, all right. So that's the main reason. This guy, like, is the number 1 card you want to trash. Like, every time you want to trash this card. There was a game where I trashed 2 of them. Had I not trashed both of them, I could have UG'd, put 1 under, and then like extended my play like way better. But in general, you want to get 1 in trash as quickly as possible, because this is the card you're usually putting under Alphamon to go for game off the Alphamon effect when you put something in trash. This is usually what we're going for. There were times where I went for the rookie that gains you a memory, just to, like, sometimes I'd be at 2 after doing all my stuff, and then I need a Digivolve and I need that 1 more memory just to keep in my turn. So sometimes I did that, but you need 3. This guy's insane. The Digivolve 1 is as easy as this card can do it. It's just so gross, especially in this format where people like go up to their big 6 hoping it's okay, and then like they just get Digivolved, and any protection they have, like an Armor Rush, like they sit on their Magnamon X and they're like, I'm good. You just Digivolve it. Its effects don't even matter. It's such a good way to negate people's boss monsters, and it's just so good at it. And it's Alphamon, you gotta play it. I don't play the secret rare from BT5. If that one never feels good to Digivolve, and you're hoping to see it in security, but I don't know. I just didn't feel like I had the room, and I didn't feel like I needed it. Like, I just wanted to do this and clap. Like, that was my goal. And we did that, so sweet. And then level 7s, the obvious. Again, using my logic of assume 1's in security, and you don't want to always be forced to take 1 on the reveal. You want to, so like, you know, having 1 in security and then having 1 not being forced to take it on any searches is just where you want to be when you're doing your ratios for this deck. So yeah, we played the 3. It's a little weird for level 7s in my like heart of hearts, but yeah, it worked for me. I liked it. We search enough in the deck, we play enough in the deck. That he's insane. Oh my god. The things you do with this card, like the grumble for game, like this guy takes it to a whole new level, like letting me do that. Like, I will admit that I misplayed with this card a few times. At first, I thought that he would trash his sources to gain the memory. So I was doing that. And usually I did it for game, so it didn't really matter. But, you know, like, in fairness, like, you can't, you know, that's a misplay. That's not how you play. He sends the cards to the bottom of the deck. And the other big misplay I was doing was, I think one game, I remember, and I had it on video, one game, I trashed the egg for memory, and you can't do that. You can't trash the egg because it can't go to the deck, so, right? Like, that makes sense. So, like, you can't do the egg, so you don't gain that memory. You can never trash the egg, so remember that. The cards are not trashed. They go to the bottom of the deck, and you can't trash the egg, or you can't digiburst the egg. So just remember that it will come up. It does come up all the time. I didn't know because it was my first time playing the deck, and no one called me on it until like way after, and I was like, wait, what the hell? And then I guess we start options. Oh no, Tamers. 3 Cool Boy. We'll start with the main, like, the correct. 3 UG, 3 Cool Boy. Cool Boy's insane. Just being able to gain the memory and draw a card lets you go through your deck. Like I said, sometimes you just want to be able to draw the cards and not search for them because there are options, there are Tamers in this deck. And just not meaning to, like, have the mental load of, like, picking the right one, worrying about what your ratios are and still left in the deck. Like, just draw a card and then you play with what you got is sometimes the play, you know? Just say. And then UG, Matt and Ty in BT6 were busted. This guy is just as busted as they were. Like I said, drawing cards raw is always going to be so strong, and there's so many times where like the way I played the deck was like, I only tried to come out with my Alphamon when I felt like I had to, not necessarily I had to, but it was like now or never kind of situations. And a lot of the times the tamer, I would spend my time just setting up tamers. So then whenever I did do my big play, these cards were like, I had filtered through my deck enough that my chances of hard drawing off of the cards I had left that I still needed, I was gonna see them with these cards or from the raw Digivolutions themselves. So, and then my last tamer is one Coda. We play 4 of the Dorumon, so you could get the +2 essentially sometimes. I don't know, when I made the list before the tournament, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna play 4 Yuji, 100%, or 4 Cool Boy. There's no way, like, it's just better, right? Like this, it's just better. And then something in my heart of hearts just told me, play 1 Coda. And I loved it. Every time I like had a Coda, I would play it, search 3, and then for the rest of the game, I'd be set to 3 automatically, which helped me like, again, in the way I was kind of playing the deck, I was like trying to set up with tamers and staying pretty slow for a little bit. And just guaranteeing like, okay, I'm going to be set to 3. I can play Yuji and a Cool Boy on the same turn, and put them to 2, or like, Digivolve in the back for 2, play this for 2, and then play this for 2, and then put them to 1. Like, just being set to 3 is always good, and I've always been a simp for it, but in this deck you don't need it, and I accept that. But just something told me to run 1, and like, you never, when you have him out for the Grumblemon, you never bait yourself with like tapping your guy, and so then you can't grumble for game. So he's always just like a safe grumble for game, and like you never make that weird misplay, right? So I don't know. I liked 1 Coda. You could go either way, one more Yuji or 1 more Cool Boy, because if I were to play 4 Yuji, maybe that's when I would probably go up to the 4th searcher that searches Yuji, Ryudamon, I think, instead of Cool Boy. But if you want the Cool Boy, then you would keep the rookie ratios the same, I think. But it's just little things that, you know, add up, and I feel like make decks flow a lot easier and better. Options, we're playing, this might be overkill, but I really liked it. I played 4 black memory boosts, and this just allowed me to just always see everything. Extend my plays, extend a turn, see 4 cards, pick exactly what I wanted out of them. It felt like a lot, but like looking at the deck list on paper, it felt like a lot, but it just worked, man. I don't know how to explain it other than memory boost is just one hell of a drug. 4 memory boosts, dude. And then everyone knows this card. Oh, spoilers. Everyone knows this card. 2 Kongu. It just stalls turns. It's like an ice wall. There's not much to say other than it's really good. It's an ice wall. It's an ice wall effect, and we can't complain. And it also plays around Chaos Degrade, I think. The cards can't be added to security by your opponent's effects. Yeah, so this plays around Chaos Degrade. People, like, I don't think people have quite caught on to that. There was a game in testing. I tested after the tournament, actually. And I was like, wait, I could just Kongu, and you can't add a play, because it says, cards can't be added to the security stacks by your opponent's effect, and Chaos Degrade would be an opponent's effect. So it is gross. People forget that part. Like, oh my god, people forget that part. It's so disgusting. God, oh my god. Also counters X Antibody, right? Or not X Antibody, Armor Rush. Magna X can't be added. And then shout outs to my I heard because the tournament was in a store that I don't normally go to. You've probably seen it in a video or two because I do post and I do visit sometimes. But it was at a store championship for a store I don't like keep up with, you know what I mean? So I found out the Friday that they're hosting a store tournament, And my friend was like, "Are you going? Because we usually have to hit 16 people, or people don't even get the invite." So I'm trying to get he was trying to guarantee we hit the minimum of 16 people to at least have the tournament qualified to give out an invite, which makes sense, right? Like, why go to this tournament if you're not even getting the invite? Turns out they reduced it to 8 players now, so we didn't even hit 16. I think we hit 12, but we still got the invite, which is dank. But I was asking my one friend, or asking a couple of people, like, okay, what rate? Because I borrowed the deck from my brother, and I wasn't sold on his ratios at all. So I changed a bunch of stuff. And so I asked my one friend, like, what should I play? And he goes, without skipping a beat, he goes, 2 Breath of the Gods. And I was like, okay. Disgusting of a card. Oh my god, I would pass turn with this. Now my guy is indestructible, can't be Kakaida's Breath, can't be Megadeth. I won a game off of this because he couldn't Megadeth my Alphamon. It was so stupid. Oh, I don't even... Breath of the Gods. And now I'm looking like, and this was, to be fair, this was before Gen Con, and I hadn't done a lot of research on Alphamon in general. I just knew the deck was like strong and like, okay, this is about what they do and how they do it. But I never built the deck myself until then. And man, oh man, was this the right call. So thank you, Jeff, for telling me to play Breath of the Gods, because the card is nuts. And now, like, after now we've seen the deck list from Gen Con and stuff, and like, yeah, everyone's like, a lot of lists are doing this Kongu Breath of the Gods. So I'm not saying like, oh, this is the secret tech that everyone needs to start playing, but like, it was one of those things where like, I didn't really know, and then he told me, and I was like, oh my god, you're insane. So thanks, Jeff, on that. And then thanks for my brother for supplying all the expensive cards, because Alphamon or Yukon is expensive. Collecting some of these cards is actually annoying. Like the Oriyumons are actually hard to find now. So like, thank you for helping me out with making the deck. And then, oh, sorry, goes without saying, you play 4 Doraemon, drawing cards are busted, none of the other X-Antibody babies matter. You don't need to play 5, so why bother playing 5? Play 4 of this, drawing cards is good. So that's it, first place, store championship. I got my invite for the year, I don't have to worry about it, which is funny, because I wasn't even like, I went to Nats last year, it was okay. Didn't do as well as I hope. I got top 100 or something, like 90 something. But I actually tried to get into that one, so I participated in a regional, got like top like whatever, and then this time I was like, after DigiFest, I kind of committed to just saying like, I don't really want to play in any regionals anymore unless they're like in person. I don't want to. And then on top of that, I don't want to fly anywhere. So I just kind of accepted that, like, all right, I'm not gonna do any store championships and stuff, or like I'm not gonna try for my invite. But my friend, like I said, like he was like, we need to get 16 people, or you don't get an invite anyway. And I was like, okay, that's good YouTube content. Maybe I'll go. And then I end up winning. So we got our invite. To be fair, the friend that told us about the tournament, he lost like round 2 or 1 or something, and it wasn't to me. So because that would have been so sad. Like your friend invites you to a tournament, so like they can hit their player cap, and then you find out that you didn't need to invite anyone to hit your player cap, and then you lose to them, and then they get the invite instead of you. Like there was like a lot of weird scenarios that could have happened because he invited us and didn't need to anymore. And none of those came up, and I felt guilt-free afterwards. So Link's Forte. I hope you get your invite. Good luck on that, and see you guys next time. Maybe I'll post one of the videos of one of the matches. Yeah. See you next time, guys. Like, share, subscribe, and have a good day. Drink water, and I don't know, fold your laundry, because I know I have to. So yeah.